Good evening, football fans. Welcome to BMO Field here in Toronto, Ontario, where it's 49 degrees here in early October, slight wind, clear night, as the Toronto Hitmen play host to the New York Generals. It is Canadian Thanksgiving. They do celebrate it in October versus American version of Thanksgiving, which is celebrated in late November. So we'll go over some pregame information here. The New York Generals come in tonight tied with Philadelphia for fourth place in the Metropolitan Division. They're off to a tough start. Last week they lost versus the London Knights 37-30. Bright spot for New York was running back Robinson, who had 21 carries for 105 yards and one touchdown. They are playing the Toronto Hitmen, 3-1. They have an opportunity to tie London for first place in the Metropolitan Division. And they defeated Washington 33-10 last week. Justin Herbert, the rookie phenom, who took over at quarterback after Kirk Cousins was traded away to St. Louis, completed 21 of 38 passes, 319 yards, 2 touchdowns versus the Federals. So we're going to head out onto the field and get ready for some Monday Night Football action tonight from BMO Field. 49 degrees, clear, slight wind. The Generals have won the toss, and they will receive. Generals are coached by Robert Saleh. He's in his first season as the head coach. Ozulski is the deep back. The kickoff and we're underway. Ozulski gets the short kick at the 4-yard line to the 20, the 30, finally brought down by Fuller at the 32. So this will help us set up the New York offense, currently ranked 16th overall in the World Football League. At quarterback, Daniel Jones in his second year as the signal caller. Robinson and Janovich are the running backs. Crowder and Davis are the wide receivers. Thomas is the tight end. The tackles are Pinter and Hubbard. Wiley and Van Roten are the guards, and over the ball at center is Hopkins. They are missing at tackle tonight Nate Solder. He injured his shoulder a little bit earlier in the season. He is out for the year. We'll go over the Toronto defense setup in just a moment. New York shifts to a 2 tight end, 1 running back formation. Robinson is the lone setback on first down at the New York 32. Jones calling out the signals. Jones back to pass. He's going to fire a quick screen over to Robinson. Robinson has it and gets a gain of 4 yards. Looks like Lawrence had a tip on that, but Robinson's still able to make the catch. Brings up 2nd and 6, ball at the New York 36. Let's bring up that Toronto Hitmen defense. They are ranked 5th in the WFL, and they will be using a 3-4 defense. Curry and Kareem are the defensive ends. Lawrence, who got a tip there, they use a 4-3 defense. Curry and Kareem are the defensive ends. Lawrence, who tipped that ball, and Guy are the defensive tackles. Roberts will be the inside middle linebackers. Smith and Jones are the outside linebackers. Howard, Fuller are the cornerbacks. Amos and May are the safeties. They are without defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos, who injured his triceps. Looks like he's going to be missing another week. It was expected that Nick Kwiatkowski was going to play. He did have a hand injury. He was listed as probable, but is not going to be playing tonight. And cornerback Brian Poole, torn ACL, will miss part of the season. So that brings up 2nd and 6 now for New York, just underway here at BMO Field. Robinson still the lone setback behind Jones. Handoff, Jones, left side. He is met at the 39-yard line by Roberts. Gain of 3 brings up 3rd and 3. One of the areas that New York has struggled in is their passing game. They're next to last in the league in passing. They average only 185 yards in the passing department. They'll empty out the backfield now. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Daniel Jones will line up in the pistol. Jones, back to pass. Fires near the sideline. It was intended for Crowder, but it is incomplete. Brings up 4th down, and New York will be forced to punt. Corey Bojerquez is the punter. Erickson will be the return man for Toronto. Hardly no wind in the stadium here tonight. Bojerquez gets off a good kick. This one's heading toward the end zone for a touchback, a 61-yard punt. And the Hitmen will set up shop at their own 20. So let's introduce that Toronto Hitmen offense. They have struggled offensively as well. They are next to last in offense, ranked 19th in the league. Rookie quarterback Bear. Gordon and Knox are the running backs. Beasley and Brown are the wide receivers. Tunyon is the tight end. Ramchick and Williams are the tackles. Risner and Spain are the guards. Pouncey is the center. 1st and 10 for Toronto. I formation. Gordon gets the handoff. Off tackle right. Gets to about the 26-yard line before he's nailed by Williams. Let's take a look at that New York defense as we prepare for 2nd and 4 for Toronto. New York's defense ranks 16th in the league. They set up in a 4-3 setup. Young and Sweat are the defensive ends. Young is the first overround pick from this past year's draft. Ellis and Collier are the defensive tackles. Williams is the inside middle linebacker. Highsmith and Lawson are the outside linebackers. Williams and Nelson are quarterbacks. Johnson and Jones are the safeties. They are without defensive lineman Kenny Clark tonight. He still has about 2 weeks to go on a knee injury. And Chidobe Awuzie still suffering from a back injury. Still looking at about 8 weeks out with that injury. 2nd and 4 for Toronto. They go to a 2 tight end, 1 running back set. Herbert calling the signals. Back to pass. Fires downfield. Williams dives for it just out of reach. Brings up 3rd and 4. Toronto is coached by Ryan Dinwiddie. This is his first season as the head coach for Toronto. He is a former CFL quarterback. Played for a couple of teams in the CFL. They'll go empty backfield. Herbert will line up in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Herbert back to pass. Fires over the middle to Beasley. Complete, 1st down. Rapp finally gets him at the Toronto 34. 1st down. And Toronto gets to keep moving the ball. They move the chains. They'll move to a 3 wide receiver format. Gordon the lone setback. Herbert, play action to the running back to pass, fires near side for more, but he dropped it. Some good coverage there by Nelson, brings up 2nd and 10. No score if you're just joining us. New York had the ball, forced a punt. Toronto now getting ready to run their 5th play. 11:48 to go, 1st quarter. Gordon the lone setback behind Herbert. He gets the handoff. He's going to run left side. He's met immediately at the line by Young. Chase Young, the number 1 overall draft pick, makes the stop. 3rd and 10 for Toronto. Both teams struggling in the offensive department tonight in the early part of this season. Herbert in the shotgun. Man in motion, Beasley. Herbert back to pass. Throws to Beasley. 40. Finally brought down by Rapp. We have an injured player on the play. Looks like it's Harris for New York. He's helped over to the sideline. Not enough for the 1st down. It's 4th and 4. Toronto will be forced to punt. Jake Bailey will come out to do the kicking duties. Olszewski, in addition to handling kick return duties, is also the punt returner for the Generals. Bailey gets the kickoff. It's heading toward the near sidelines. It bounces out of bounds at the New York 15. So 10:46 to go, first quarter, no score between New York and Toronto here on Canadian Thanksgiving here in early October of 2021. Le'Veon Bell is now the deep back behind Daniel Jones. Bell will get the handoff. He goes left side, bounces toward the sideline. Finally run out by Roberts at the 21, a gain of 6 for Bell. Running game, probably the best part of the New York offense. They rank third in the league in the running attack. They average about 127.8 yards in through the first 4 games so far. 2nd and 4 from the New York 21. Two tight end alignment for Jones. Back, there's a mishap with the snap there. Looks like he's immediately dropped the green. A sack. Loss of 3 yards brings up 3rd and 7. And that is the 17th sack that the New York offensive line has given up this year. That is the most in the World Football League so far this year. So offensive line problems, offense having struggles, and you can pretty much point to why New York is 1-3 at the start of the season. So 3rd and 7. Empty out the backfield. Jones in the shotgun. Back to pass. Fires over the middle. Looking for Crowder, but I think it was tipped by Fuller. Incomplete. 4th down and punting time again for New York. Bojorquez with his 2nd punt attempt. He boomed one for a touchback his last time out. Standing at his own 5 this time. Gets away another good one. This time Erickson's underneath it at the 26. He'll call for a fair catch. Another good punt for Bojorquez. Toronto will start business on their 2nd drive at their own 26. 9 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first quarter. We have no score here on Monday Night Football as we cap off Week 5. Gordon is the lone setback. 3 wide receivers for Toronto. Play action. Herbert looking to go long, has to check down to Brown. Brown only gets a short gain, 2 yards. Williams with the stop. Brings up 2nd and 8 from the Toronto 28. This time, Herbert will line up in the gun. Gordon the lone setback. Gordon gets the pitch. He goes left. He's at the 30, the 40, at midfield. Finally brought down by Johnson at the New York 46. A 26-yard gain for Gordon. And Toronto has finally breached New York territory. Take a look at that run again and the excellent blocking by the Toronto offensive line there, providing a way for Gordon to get that 1st down. They'll go I formation this time. Knox is like the H-back or the fullback in this one. New York playing close to the line. Pitch toss right to Gordon. He's past the 40 to the 30. Lawson finally brings him down at the 19. A 27-yard gain now for Gordon. 4 carries, 59 yards. And Hitmen have just breached the red zone. They're at the New York 19-yard line. Gordon will take a rest. In will come veteran running back Frank Gore. Gore gets the carry. He goes going to go right side. Lawson will submit him down at the 17, a gain of 2 yards. 6:51 left in the first quarter. No score. Toronto has their first very interesting possession here with potential to score. Gordon, after taking 1 play off, is back in. Herbert in the 3 wide receiver set. Shotgun formation. Herbert, back to pass. Fires a quick screen to Gordon. Gordon has it at the 10. Finally brought down by Lawson at the 5. First and goal, Toronto. They'll go back to I formation once again. Gordon at the back end. He'll get the handoff. And he's in for the touchdown. It was all Gordon on this drive. Let's take a look at that scoring play. Great blocking once again. Left side of the line. Easy pickings there for Gordon. A 5-yard touchdown run. First score of the night for Toronto. Zerline with the point after. It's good. With 5:26 to go, first quarter, Toronto 7, New York nothing. So a quick recap of that drive. Toronto goes up 7-0. 6 plays, 74 yards, 3 minutes, 45 seconds, and most of it had to do with Gordon. He already has 5 carries on the night for 64 yards, 1 catch for 12 yards. Toronto's set to kick it off. This one's going to be a deep one. Azulski's going to let it go out the end zone. And touchback, New York will start at their own 20. So they're down a touchdown now. Jones off to a not-so-good start. 1 of 3 for just 4 yards. Le'Veon Bell is the running back. Behind Janovich, the fullback. Handoff Bell, right side. Gets to about the 24 where he's tackled by Amos. Brings up 2nd and 6. Robinson back in the game. Jones in the shotgun. Back to pass. Fires a screen. He overthrows Robinson. Passes incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 6 from the New York 24. 4:36 left to go here in the opening quarter of Monday Night Football. Four wide receivers set. Man in motion. Jones in trouble. And he is sacked. We also have an injured Toronto player on the play. Winovich will be credited with the sack. The second sack of the night for Toronto. May was the injured player being helped to the sidelines. So 3 possessions, 3 punts for New York. Not a good way to start a game if you're the New York Generals. But Jorquez back to punt once again, this time standing at his own 5. Gets off another beauty. Erickson this time is going to make another fair catch at his own 22. 4:24 to go first quarter. Toronto leads at 7-0. Toronto will line up in an I formation. Gordon is off to a great start so far tonight. 64 yards on 5 attempts. He gets the handoff this time, but he's met in the backfield by Lawson. I think they were guessing right on that one of who was going to get the ball. So a loss of 4 yards brings up 2nd and 14. This time Toronto will go 3 wide receiver set. Herbert will line up in the shotgun. Beasley, Brown, and Moore are the wide receivers. Herbert back to pass, has time, throws to Beasley near side. Rapp pushes him out of bounds. Completion for 10 yards. Brings up 3rd and 4. 3:32 to go first quarter. They'll go empty backfield this time. Herbert back to pass, has plenty of time, throws to Beasley again. Finally tackled by Rapp, gain of 12 yards. Beasley has already caught 4 passes here in the first quarter. Herbert, 6 of 8, 50 yards for tonight. Gordon comes back into the game. They line up in I formation. Gordon gets the handoff, pitch left, looking for room, can find none, finally pushed out at the line of scrimmage. He had nowhere to go there. So New York starting to figure out the running game plan for Toronto. Herbert this time will line up in the shotgun. He's back to pass, has time, fires near side. It's incomplete. He was trying to throw to Beasley's back shoulder, but missed him entirely. Brings up 3rd and 10. Just a little bit over 90 seconds left to go first quarter. Toronto leads 7-0. They'll go 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Beckham will be the 4th wide receiver. When healthy, he's dangerous. We have our first flag of the evening. Pass is complete to Moore. He's knocked out of bounds by Nelson. And our official referee tonight, Sean Hockley, has let us know that the penalty was holding on the offense. And New York has declined it because the yard to gain was not enough to gain first down. Still 4th and 4. And Toronto is bringing out the punting unit. So Dinwiddie here will not risk that. He's going to go ahead and punt the ball, try to keep New York pinned in their own side of the field, which has seemed to work so far in the game. So Bailey's back to punt. Ozulski has a chance at this one. At his own 15. Has some room. Brought down by Roberts at the New York 31. Minute 23 to go, first quarter. New York struggling offensively. They have gained a net total of 9 yards versus 118 for Toronto. This time Jones will line up in the pistol. Looking for some big offensive play to spur them into action. Play action, back to pass, complete to Davis. Davis at the 40. He's near the first down, but the chain gang comes out, and they say that he's just short, so it's 2nd and inches. And it looks like they're going to bring in the big boys here to try to pick up that first down. Robinson and Bell are in the backfield together with Janovich. Robinson will get the handoff, leans over, gets 2 yards. It's a first down. So New York has its first down of the game, and it comes at the end of the first quarter. We've played 15 minutes. Toronto leads 7-0. Might have missed it a little bit earlier, but next week we've got a great game for you. Oakland Invaders will be visiting Memphis. Both teams 4-1. It'll be both first team's appearance on Monday Night Football this season, so they'll be closing out Week 6. Oakland Invaders, Memphis Express on our next edition of Monday Night Football. We also have those of you interested in the 1967 Major League Baseball replay. We've got an American League showdown for you. Taking you back to July 29, 1967, the Detroit Tigers will go to Comiskey Park and pay a visit to the Chicago White Sox. Detroit currently in the lead in this replay. Chicago not that far back, about 3 or 4 games behind Detroit and Boston. So that will be our next Major League Baseball replay. And if you're interested in that, definitely check out dates and times to be made available. So let's take a look at those first quarter statistics. Toronto with the score. Gordon doing a lot of the offense there, scoring the 5-yard touchdown run. Only 21 yards for New York in the first quarter versus 118 yards for Toronto. New York has the ball. They just got their first down of the game when we ended the first quarter, trying to use that as momentum moving forward. Robinson, the lone setback. 2 tight end formation for Jones. Second-year quarterback. Back to pass. Fires a screen to Robinson. Robinson's past midfield and into Toronto territory. We have an injured player for Toronto. Looks like it's Guy. And he's indicating his knee probably got hurt there. So Robinson gains 11 yards. They penetrate Toronto territory for the first time. Ball will be placed at the Toronto 46. This time they'll line up in the I formation. Robinson, the deep back. Robinson will get the handoff. He's going to go left side. And gets about 3 yards before being knocked out of bounds by Curry. So it brings up 2nd and 7. Ball at the Toronto 43. New York looking for that score to bring them even or get them back into the ball game here. They don't want to be out of this early. It'll be a long night here in Toronto. 2 tight end format for New York. Jones in trouble. He's going to try to get out of there. He picks up the first down and finally brought down by another man named Jones. So a gain of 14 yards for Daniel Jones. He can move pretty fast for a quarterback. Ball's at the Toronto 29. New York has some momentum going here as we start the second quarter. Le'Veon Bell in the game now. Bell will get the handoff. He's to about the 25, finally brought down by Lawrence. It brings up 2nd and 6. 13-17 left to go here in the second quarter. New York with probably their best drive of the night so far. 3 wide receivers for New York. Jones back to pass, has time, completes it to Chenault. Chenault has it to the 20, finally brought down inside the 20-yard line. Thought there was a penalty there, but the referees are picking that up. Wiley was injured on the play. Looks like he got a stinger there. His arm's kind of sagging to the side there, so he's coming back to the sideline. So a lot to clean up there, but here we go. First down for New York at the Toronto 18. They are inside the red zone and moving the ball. 2 tight end format for New York. Robinson, the lone setback. He gets the handoff. He's trying to get right side, but Jones with a tackle. Loss of 2 yards. Brings up 2nd and 12. New York trying to get its first score of the evening. 3 wide receivers come into the game now. Jones back to pass, has time, fires, looking for Crowder, but it's incomplete. That was too high, way over his head, and it's off into about the 3rd row there on the sideline here at BMO Stadium. 49 degrees here tonight, clear, hardly no wind. We go into 3rd and 12 from the Toronto 20. New York will empty out their backfield. Crowder, Davis, Chenault, and Tate are the wide receivers. Man in motion. Jones back to pass. Fires. It's incomplete. He was looking for Tate. I think Smith got a deflection there. Brings up 4th and 12. And out will come the field goal kicking unit. Jason Myers is on to attempt the kick. This one looks to be from about 37 yards. And it is good. The kick is up and good. So New York, first promising drive of the evening. They get into Toronto territory. They score their first 4 points. They trail Toronto by 4. 7-3 with 11:42 left. An 11-play, 49-yard drive, taking up about 4 minutes and 38 seconds. So Toronto is set to receive the kick. And they're going to return this one. It's about a yard. Duvernay is about a yard deep. He's going to return it out. Good return for Duvernay. Gets to about the Toronto 33. Frank Gore into the game at running back. Gordon's probably getting some extended rest there on the sideline before heading back in. I formation behind Herbert. Gore with the handoff, right side, almost to the they do give him the 40-yard line. Gain of 7 for Frank Gore, the veteran running back. Gordon back into the game now. 7 carries, 60 yards on the night. Handoff, up the middle, has the first down. Brought down by Williams at the Toronto 48, gain of 8 yards. Toronto definitely able to run the ball tonight, gaining 77 yards on 10 carries. Not so much passing. Herbert's completed 7 of 10 for 56 yards so far. Herbert moves to the pistol. Back to pass. Completes it to Moore at the 45. And they're going to mark him at the 42, and the referee's going to give him the first down. First down at the New York 42. 10:07 left to go, second quarter. Toronto leads at 7-3. Herbert under center, calling out the signals. 3 wide receivers. Herbert, play action, looking long for Beasley, makes the connection. Beasley finally brought down by Johnson at the 10-yard line. A 32-yard gain. Herbert was hit after the throw, but there's no penalty flag on that. Let's take a look at that one again. Herbert executes the play action perfectly. Beasley makes a great catch. He has 5 catches already tonight for 68 yards. First and goal, Toronto at the New York 10-yard line. Gordon once again, the deep eye back. Hand off to Gordon, up the middle. Going to get about 3. They're going to say Highsmith stopped him at about the 7-yard line. 8:36 to go here in the second quarter. Frank Gore comes into the game. They like to use him in these short yardage goal situations near the goal line. Gore will get the handoff. He's going to go right side to the 5, goal line. Veteran Frank Gore knows his way around an end zone. Let's take a look at that one again. Herbert pitches it right. Gore with excellent blocking. No problems there. Zerline on once again for the point after. It's good. Toronto leads at 14-3 with 7:52 to go here in the second quarter. So Toronto, after a 6-play, 67-yard drive, taking only 3 minutes and 45 seconds, Gore 7-yard run. Toronto leads at 14-3 here on Monday Night Football. Toronto prepares to kick it off to New York once again. Crowder this time catches it on his own goal line. Does not get a big return. He's brought down by Norman at the 9-yard line. So once again, New York dealing with bad field possession to start a drive. Le'Veon Bell comes in at running back. He'll get the handoff. He's past the 15. Wait a second. We have an inadvertent whistle. Sean Hockley has told us that the whistle went off before the play began. So they're going to have to end up replaying first down. So somebody blew a whistle before the play. So we're gonna do a mulligan here. It looks like, and both coaches are kind of like, what's going on? So one running back, two tight end formation for New York. Jones, only 4 of 9, 32 yards, is back to pass. Fires complete to Davis at the 20. And they're going to give him a first down. They'll block the ball at the 20, first down. Howard with the tackle. And we're about halfway through the second quarter. 7:36 to go here in quarter number 2. Robinson, the deep I, in the I formation. And before the ball can be hiked, there is a whistle. False start on Jordan, one of the offensive linemen. They're going to move the ball back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 at the New York 15. That's our first given penalty tonight, or accepted penalty, I should say, on the evening. Sean Hockley and his crew had a kind of a quiet night so far. So Jones regroups New York offense. He lines up in the pistol, calling out the signals. Jones, back to pass. Looking, he's being chased. He finally gets rid of it, but it falls just onto green grass. Nobody in the vicinity there. I think he was looking for the tight end Thomas, but Jones was running for his life there in the backfield. Brings up 2nd and 15. Jones again in the shotgun, back to pass, fires near side to Davis, complete. This time he gets to about the 20. We have an injured New York player, Van Roten it appears. He's going to be heading out. They'll mark the ball at the New York 18, brings up 3rd and 11. It's 3rd and 11 for New York, ball's at the 19. They trail by 11 points with 6:48 to go here before halftime. Empty backfield. Jones back to pass. Again being chased. Throws. Looking for tape, but it's incomplete. Brings up 4th and 11. And the punting team will come out for New York. Bajorquez gets this one off. Erickson will make the fair catch at about the 31. There's been talk that New York may be looking for a quarterback, that the team is not happy with Daniel Jones, and so a trade may be in the offing here as we move into week 6 of the season. So some of the rumors are it's Carson Wentz, who's the backup quarterback to Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. We shall see. Stay tuned to future broadcasts. Toronto will start possession at their own 31 with 6:37 to go in the second quarter. Frank Gore is in at running back. Seeing a lot of him and Melvin Gordon tonight. Gore gets the handoff. There's a flag on a play. And we have holding. First called accepted penalty on Toronto tonight. It's holding on Knox. They're going to take it back 10 yards. Brings up 1st and 20. Herbert was a big find for Toronto in the draft, and so much so that they were not concerned when Cousins left via free agency to St. Louis. So Herbert is the running the offense now for Toronto and Ryan Dinwiddie. 1st and 20. Herbert from the shotgun, back to pass, looking for Beasley, but it's picked off. Rapp read the coverage, and for Rapp, that's his second interception of the season. He's finally brought down at the Toronto 12. Wow, that was a short curl pass there by Herbert, and Rapp read it perfectly. So New York is given a golden opportunity here to try to pull to at least within 4 points. 6:20 to go before halftime. Jones using the 3 wide receiver set. He's in the shotgun. Calling out the signals. Jones back to pass. Fires to the end zone. Looking for Crowder, but it was tipped by Fuller. Very good coverage there by Fuller. Brings up 2nd and 10. New York handed a great opportunity here by the turnover and Herbert's interception. 2nd and 10 from the Toronto 12. Jones will stay in the shotgun. Robinson the lone setback. Here comes pressure. Finally sacked by Lawrence. Smith and Lawrence are both in the backfield as soon as the ball was hiked. That's the 3rd sack for Toronto tonight. Brings up 3rd and 16. Ball is at the Toronto 18, which means New York would need to at least get to the Toronto 2-yard line for the first down. He'll empty out the backfield again. Man in motion. Jones back to pass. He's going to have to run for it. There's a fumble. Let's see who's got it. Looks like Toronto has recovered it. So New York benefits from an interception turnover. They have an opportunity to get a score, but then Jones coughs up the ball on a quarterback run and turns the ball over back to Toronto. Toronto will get the ball at their 31. 5:21 to go here in the first half. Toronto leads at 14-3, so really some quirky plays there happening tonight in our game here. Gordon is in the game at running back. He is 9 carries, 71 yards. Also had a catch for 12 yards. Toronto doing very well on the ground so far tonight. Gordon gets the handoff. He's going to go off tackle right. He's past the 35. Williams finally stops him at the 40. Brings up 2nd and 1. Gordon will stay in, but he'll be the lone setback. Play action. Herbert's going to roll right, fires over the middle. Beasley completed midfield. And Rapp tackles him, but not after a gain of 14. So Toronto once again living inside New York territory. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Toronto with an opportunity to go up big here before halftime. I formation behind Herbert. Gordon gets the handoff. His 11th carry of the game. Picks up 6 yards. He's brought down at the New York 40. 3:41 to go. Second quarter. Hitmen lead it 14-3. Three wide receivers set for Herbert, who's in the shotgun calling out the signals. He's back to pass, has time, fires over the middle, looking for more, but it's incomplete. Justin Herbert, 10 of 15 for 112 yards tonight. Brings up 3rd and 4. See what Ryan Dinwiddie and his offensive coordinator can dial up here on 3rd and 4. Empty backfield for Herbert. We've yet to call Beckham's name yet. Pass is complete to Beasley at the 40. He's brought down And for Beasley, 85 reception yards tonight. That's the highest he's had so far this year. Only a gain of 3. Puts the ball at the New York 37, and Dinwiddie tells Herbert to keep the offense out there. They are going to go for it. And as expected, you see Frank Gore coming out. They're going to try to pick up the yardage here and keep the ball. 3:03 to go here in the second quarter. Toronto trying to make a statement here. Gore gets the ball. A lot of white shirts there. Did he make the first down? And the officials say yes, he did. First down. They're going to go ahead and move the chains. And we're going to approach the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning here in Toronto. The Hitmen lead at 14-3. They have the ball. They're inside New York territory. And they are making some progress toward another score. Toronto will empty out the backfield this time. Herbert back to pass. He's got pressure. Is able to complete it to Brown at the 35. They'll mark the ball at the 34. They're going to have to hurry up. So no huddle. Herbert directing the troops where he wants them to go. Both teams have their full complements of timeouts. Herbert gets them set. Back to pass. Looking. Fires over the middle. Beasley between a couple of white jerseys there. Somehow are able to catch the pass to the 24. Brought down by Rapp at the New York 21. They're still in the hurry up. The official sets the ball down. Herbert tries to line up the black shirts of the Toronto Hitmen. Herbert gets the ball. Back to pass. Fires looking for Beasley. Incomplete. Bad pass over his head there. Beasley's caught 8 passes for 98 yards already tonight. Herbert's completed 13 passes, so 8 of them have been to Beasley. 2nd and 10. The clock stops with 1:11 left to go in the second quarter. So you figure Herbert has time to huddle up. He can call at least 2 plays here in the huddle. Sets up in the shotgun. Man in motion, Beasley. Herbert back to pass. A little short toss to Beasley at the 25. Finally brought down at the 21. Rapp has just been a tackling machine today. All over Beasley. But Beasley just caught his 9th pass of the evening. 1:08 to go. Hurry up offense for Toronto. They're not going to use a timeout here. It's 3rd and 10. They are looking for another touchdown here. Herbert back to pass. Fires down near side to Moore. He'll gain 7, but it is not enough for a first down. So brings up 4th and 3. And decision time here for Ryan Dinwiddie. He's going to call a timeout. And out will come the field goal kicking unit. They are going to kick the field goal. But Greg Zuerlein. And Zuerlein with a 32-yard attempt. It's up and good. Officially 31 yards, but it is still good. Toronto takes a 2-touchdown lead with 47 seconds left before halftime. Toronto also will get the football to start the third quarter. So New York has 47 seconds left and all 3 timeouts. This one's a deep kickoff. New York will take over at their own 20. So New York try to run some plays here. Try to get something, if possible, before halftime. Jones in the shotgun, 4 wide receiver set. Back to pass. Throws to Davis. It's a short one. Fumble. And New York will keep possession of it, but they've got to hurry. They set the ball up. Jones back to pass. Looking, has time, fires to Tate at the 30. And this ball is going to be short. 27 seconds left. They're going to call a timeout. New York will use their first timeout. 3rd and inches. Ball at the New York 30. Daniel Jones just 8 of 16 tonight for 57 yards. Man in motion. Jones back to pass. Fires, and it's incomplete. Fuller was able to jump the route and knock it down. Brings up 4th and inches. So out will come the punting unit. And Bojorquez gets off another good punt. Erickson takes it from within his own 15. Finally brought down at the 21. 16 seconds left. And it looks like Herbert will just do a kneel down here. And both teams will head into the locker room with Toronto leading 17-3. Oh, wait a second. New York has called a timeout. Unusual. New York's calling a timeout here. We've seen this a couple of times in some games this season where a team's not willing to concede that easily. Hey, you don't get to take the timeouts with you into the second half, so why not, right? All right, so 2nd and 11. Probably expect another kneel down from Herbert here, which he does. And New York will also use their last timeout. I guess you could say New York's trying to, in case there's some kind of a freak play, a fumble, or something happens, that they could, they're that close to scoring. But, it's almost halftime. So, all right, so 13 seconds left. This will definitely be the last play of the second quarter. Kneel down for Herbert. That's it. The teams will head to their respective dressing rooms. The score at the end of the first half, Toronto 17, New York 3. Toronto will get the ball to start the third quarter. Our halftime score here from Toronto is Hitman 17, New York 3. And as we look at the halftime statistics, you can tell it has been all Toronto. Total yardage, 338 to 81. Running the ball, they've gained 101 yards on 18 carries versus New York's 9 carries for 38 yards. Time of possession, slight edge there for Toronto as well. Two big main players there for Toronto. Melvin Gordon, 11 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. And Cole Beasley, 9 receptions, 98 yards for Toronto. And Toronto's going to get the ball. Remember, a win tonight will keep them tied for first place with London in the Metropolitan Division. This is a Metropolitan Division matchup between these two teams. First meeting between the two this season. They split both meetings last season. New York does have a slight edge in the overall series. They lead the all-time series 9-6. The ball is teed up and kicked off. And we're going to have a flag. This is going to be holding, which will negate a good return there by Erickson. It's going to put the ball back at the Toronto 15. So Toronto will set up shop at its own 15-yard line. They are clearly in command of the game tonight as they enter the second half. Gordon once again at running back. He'll get the handoff. Up the middle, gets to about the 20-yard line. And that puts him for 92 yards. That's the most he's had so far this season. A gain of 6, bring up 2nd and 4. They'll stay with the I formation. Gordon will get the handoff once again. close to the first down. They say he didn't get it, but Toronto's going to challenge the spot. We'll see how Ryan Dinwiddie does on his video replay challenge. And the league headquarters in New York agrees. He got the first down, so Dinwiddie wins his first video challenge of the game. So it's 1st and 10 for Toronto. Ball will be placed at the Toronto 25. Just underway in the second half. Toronto leads at 17-3. And it looks like Toronto's looking to make a statement here as they start the second half, imposing their will with a running game. Gordon gets over the 100-yard mark with a 5-yard carry. 101 yards for him tonight. Brings up 2nd and 5. That New York defense, which coming into the game, 14th against the run. They average, on average, 115 yards. They've allowed 116, and we just started the third quarter. Gordon gets the handoff. He's going to go left side. This time he's met by a bunch of white jerseys. 4-yard loss. Williams takes him back to the Toronto 26. So it brings up 3rd and 9. So we compare the two teams as far as third downs go. New York 0 for 7. They've yet to convert a third down. Toronto is 2 of 7 on third down so far tonight. So Gordon will return to the sideline for a much needed rest. And Toronto will go to an empty backfield. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Again, we've yet to call Beckham's name. Pass is complete to Moore over the middle, and that's a first down. It's finally brought down by Nelson. Herbert has now thrown 16 passes. Has completed 16 passes, 22 attempts, 150 yards. 1st and 10, ball at the Toronto 39. Gordon back into the game. He's been the machine tonight as far as the offense goes. It's been pretty much Toronto's offense, other than Beasley. Screen pass attempt for Gordon was broken up by Highsmith. Highsmith got a little tangled up there, but there is no pass interference called by the officials there. Gordon will go out once again. Herbert back to pass, looking deep this time. He was trying to go for Beasley. Beasley well covered there by Rapp. Brings up 3rd and 10. Kind of going for the kill shot there, it looks like. Toronto again, 4 wide receivers. They lead the game 17-3 with 11:41 to go here in the third quarter. Man in motion, Beasley. Herbert, back to pass. Complete to Brown. And it's not enough for the first down. Gain of 7 yards. They'll mark him at the Toronto 46. Punting situation for Toronto. Jake Bailey on to kick. Ozolewski is the return man. Bailey gets this one away. Angling toward the far sideline near the 20. But it's not going to reach the 20. The sideline official there says mark it at the New York 23. So New York gets their first possession of the second half. Only 81 yards gained by their offense in the first half. Daniel Jones, 8 of 17, 57 yards. Robinson, just 4 carries, 6 yards rushing in the first half. Davis, probably the lone bright spot, 4 receptions, 28 yards. They come out of the huddle. Robinson in the eye. Jones hands it off to Robinson, right side. Gets to the 25. The 30, finally pushed out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Robinson, if you'll remember, gained 105 yards last game versus London in the loss 37-30 game against London. They played London very close in that game. Robinson had a very good game that day. Just 5 of 18 so far today. Toronto's defense has done a good job there. They go to a 2 tight end formation now on 1st and 10 from their 35. 10:46 to go, third quarter. Jones back to pass. In trouble. He's being chased. He's going down deep to Davis. It's complete at the Toronto 33. Davis somehow got unaccounted for there and makes a terrific catch, putting New York into deep Toronto field positions. We watch Davis once again. Somebody missed some coverage there on the Toronto side of the field. Brings up 1st and 10. Ball placed at the Toronto 33. Robinson back in again at running back. He'll get the handoff. He's going to bump off left side around the 30. Roberts finally knocks him out at the 28. Gain of 5 yards for Robinson. Brings up 2nd and 5. Just under 10 minutes to go here, third quarter. The Generals trail by 14 points. Robinson will get the handoff again. He's going to go right side this time. Past the 25, past the 20. Jones finally tackles him at about the 16-yard line. 12-yard gain for Robinson. 1st and 10, ball at the Toronto 16. This time Jones will move into the pistol. 3 wide receiver set. He goes back to pass. Has time. Fires. Looking for Chenault. That was nearly intercepted by Antoine Winfield Jr. Winfield dove, tried to make the interception, but could not come away with the ball. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Toronto 16. Jones back to pass again, has time, looking for Chenault once again. The ball is incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 10. Once again, New York did not convert any of the third down attempts in the first half. They're 0 for 7 on 3rd down. They'll go empty backfield. Man in motion. Jones back to pass, has time. He's looking near side for Davis, but the ball is tipped by Howard. It's incomplete. Brings up 4th down, and the field goal kicking unit will come out once again. Jason Myers earlier made one from 37 yards. This one looks to be from about 33. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's good. Myers from 33 makes it Toronto 17, New York 6 with 8:06 left to go in the third quarter. New York was really hoping for a touchdown there and had to settle for the field goal. The kickoff. Duvernay takes it at the goal line. We have another penalty on the receiving team, another holding penalty. And that's going to be driving Coach Dinwiddie crazy. 2 special team penalties in the second half. Puts the ball back at the Toronto 13 with 7:58 to go in the third quarter. Gordon back into the game, 15 carries, 97 yards. He had crossed the 100-yard threshold, but then had a loss on a play on the last drive, so he's back under 100 again. I formation behind Herbert. Gordon gets the pitch left. Tries to get to about the 15, so it's a 2-yard gain. And Melvin Gordon is sitting at 99 yards for the game tonight. Man in motion to the far side. Handoff to Gordon. Gordon gets his yard and he's at 100 yards. So it brings up 3rd and 7 for the Toronto Hitmen. So the backfield is emptied out for Herbert. He's calling out the plays. Herbert, back to pass, has time. Completes to Beasley at the 20. Finally brought down. Looks like he's got a first down, but Robert Saleh already has his challenge flag out. New York will challenge it. And the replay official says that Beasley was short of the first down. Beasley does cross the 100-yard mark in receptions today, but it is still 4th down. So that far back in their own field position, Toronto will not try to gamble here. They are going to punt. So Jake Bailey will come out and do the kicking duties and kick it away. Standing at his own 10. Bailey gets it away. Zulski takes it at about his own 22, signals for the fair catch. They'll mark the ball at the 25. 6:32 left in the 3rd quarter. Toronto in control, 17-6 over New York for a share of first place in the Metropolitan Division with London. New York, coming into the game, they were tied with Philadelphia for 4th in the Metropolitan Division. They may end up being in last place when all is said and done tonight here on Monday Night Football. So Daniel Jones brings the New York offense back out again. 9 of 21, 89 yards. Again, talk on all the sports stations and the sports pages in New York this week. There is a possibility that a new quarterback will be brought in, that Jones is not the answer for New York, and that somebody else could be brought in, and we'll have to see what happens there. First and 10. Jones, play action, looking, fires to Davis at the 35, brought down by Howard. It's a first down. Gain of 13 yards. Ball will be placed at the New York 38. Jones calling out the signals. Hands off to Robinson. Robinson to the right side. He's going to be hit behind the line. They'll say he got to the line of scrimmage and that's it. Hurst was there waiting for him. Brings up 2nd and 10. This time Jones will line up in the shotgun. Has 3 wide receivers. Jones back to pass. Has time. Over the middle. And the ball is incomplete. We have an injured Toronto player. It's May, who will be helped off the field. Jones and Crowder definitely had a miscommunication there. And it brings up 3rd and 10. 5 minutes left to go, 3rd quarter. Toronto leads 17-6. Empty backfield for New York. Jones. Oh, and Jones is hit. Sacked by Smith. And that is the 4th sack of the night given up by New York. They came into the game having allowed 16 sacks. That is the 20th sack given up by New York. That's the most coming into the league. Also to mention Toronto. Toronto was 2nd in the league in sacks. They had 10 coming into the night, so they now have 14 for the season. So that unit, very hungry, going after quarterbacks. 4th and 16, punting time again for Bojorquez and New York. Very frustrating for first-year coach Robert Saleh. Bojorquez gets away another deep kick. Erickson's going to make the fair catch at the 15. We have 4:15 left to go. Toronto leads at 17-6. Gordon is the lone setback. Herbert back to pass. Fires a short pass over to Beasley, complete, and knocked out of bounds by Nelson. So 11 catches for Beasley, 111 yards for Beasley. 1-1, 1-1-1 for Beasley. Frank Gore comes into the game. He has 4 carries for 17 yards tonight. And he's going to pick up the first down. Gain of 7 yards, brought down by Lawson at the Toronto 28. 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. And the running game has just been incredible for Toronto. 25 carries as a team, 122 yards. So averaging about 4.9 yards per carry. Gordon back in at running back. He gets the handoff, off tackle left. He picks up another first down. Gain of 11 yards. He has 111 yards. So 1-1-1-1. That seems to be the number tonight. First and 10 from the Toronto 39. Back in the shotgun goes Herbert. Herbert back to pass. Fires complete to Brown at the 45. Gain of 7 yards. They'll mark the ball at the 46. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Herbert, 20 of 28, 177 yards tonight. Toronto moving to the 2 tight end formation. Herbert back to pass, fires quickly for his tight end Tunyon, but the ball is incomplete. None of the tight ends have caught a ball tonight. Knox nor Tunyon have caught a ball tonight. Brings up 3rd and 3. This time they'll go empty backfield. And also no receptions by Beckham tonight. No receptions. Herbert back to pass. Fires Beckham. Complete to Beckham. He's got the first down and a little more. Beckham with his first catch tonight for 14 yards. We had not heard from him tonight and finally makes a catch. They're inside New York territory. 1:11 left in the third quarter. They go to 3 wide receiver set now. Beasley, Brown, and Moore. Play action to Gordon. Long pass. Looking for Beasley. Beasley can't get it. Incomplete. 28 seconds left. Third quarter. Gordon in the eye behind Knox. He gets the handoff. He gets across the 40. Tackled by Williams at the 37. That's probably going to be the last play of the third quarter. Toronto, when we go into the fourth quarter, will be facing a 3rd and 7. We're through 3. Toronto leads it 17-6. We're heading into the fourth quarter. Toronto leads at 17-6. Here, a look at the third quarter statistics so far. And the time of possession is what jumps out to me. Toronto, 28 minutes of possession versus almost 17 minutes of possession for New York. New York 0 of 9 on third downs. And then you look at total offense, Toronto 327 to New York 149. Where we're heading into. So Toronto facing a 3rd and 7 as we begin the fourth quarter. They have the ball at the New York 37. 4 wide receivers set for Herbert. 21 of 31, 191 yards tonight. Did have the 1 interception back in the first half. Herbert back to pass, has time, throws near side, complete to Moore. Moore's going to be a yard shy of the first down. So once again, decision time for Ryan Dinwiddie. And he's going to send out Zerline and the field goal kicking unit. This would make it 20-6. Again, make extend it to a 14-point lead. We've kind of gone back and forth. It's been an 11-point lead, been a 14-point lead on and off through the third quarter. So Zerline back out again for another field goal attempt. This one from about 49 yards. Snap the kick. This one looks like it's sailing to the left. And the 48-yard attempt by Zerline, no good. So if you're a New York fan out there watching this on a Monday night, possibly hope. Whole fourth quarter to go. You only trail by 11 points, so there's still time for the Generals. So Daniel Jones, 10 of 23, 102 yards tonight, brings the offense back out here at BMO Field. Looking to get something finally going here. They've had the 2 field goals, but they need to start thinking about touchdowns here. Robinson is the lone setback. Jones under center. There's a penalty flag before he can hike the ball, and it's a false start. False start on Hubbard on the offensive line. They're going to move it back 5 yards. Ball be placed at the New York 33. Be 1st and 15. Just underway here, fourth quarter. Jones will set up in the pistol now. 3 wide receiver set. Jones back to pass, looking for Robinson underneath, and the ball's incomplete. It's like it hit him in the shoulder pad there, and he wasn't able to control the bounce off the shoulder pad. Brings up 2nd and 15. It's just been one of those nights for New York and for this franchise. Founded in 2000. Again, their glory day was about 4 seasons ago when they made the Pantheon Bowl, which they lost to Portland. Brings up 2nd and 15. 3 wide receivers set for Jones. Jones back to pass, has time, fires to Crowder at the 40. Finally brought down by Fuller at the 43. It's a 10-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and 5. Once again, if you're just joining us, New York is 0 for 9 on 3rd downs. They've yet to complete successfully a 3rd down. So it's 3rd and 5. 4 wide receivers set for New York. Man in motion. Jones back to pass. Fires to his tight end Thomas. Thomas maybe got a yard, that's it. Brings up 4th and 4. The Generals are 0 for 10 on 3rd down tonight. And the punting unit will jog onto the field, passing the offensive unit, who heads toward the sidelines. But Jorquez is ready to punt. Erickson is the deep man. This one's going to be a deep kick. Erickson's going to try to think about returning it. He's got it at zone 10. And he's drilled by Williams. There's a fumble. And New York recovers the ball. New York gets another break. 2nd turnover tonight by Toronto. And New York gets the break. Ball will be placed at the Toronto 21. So Erickson gets drilled by Williams. Hopkins is able to pick up the fumble recovery. So it's the 2nd turnover for Toronto. Ball will be placed at the Toronto 21. 1st and 10 for New York. 12:45 to go here in the 4th quarter. Robinson in the I formation. He'll get the handoff. He's going to try to sweep right, but he's met by a couple of black jerseys there. And It gets worse. Holding called on Thomas, so it's going to move him back 10 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 14 at the Toronto 25. It's like New York gets a break and then they shoot themselves in the foot. That just seems to be the imprimatur for New York here. So 2nd and 14 from the Toronto 25. Jones looking for a touchdown here. Get back in the game. Pass is complete to Chenault. Chenault's 2nd catch of the evening. Gain of 2 yards. Brings up 3rd and 12 from the Toronto 23. They'll go empty backfield. 4 wide receivers. Crowder, Davis, Chenault, and Tate. New York needs a touchdown. Jones back to pass. He's forced to run. Cuts back to the 15, the 10, the 5 touchdown. Jones takes matters into his own hands, tucks the ball underneath his arm, runs it in for a touchdown unmolested. And just as you know it, the Generals are within a touchdown of Toronto. There's a hush here in the stadium here at BMO Field. And we'll take a look at that replay again. Jones basically silenced the crowd. He goes back to pass. And you can see the pressure coming up from the middle, and Jones just tucks the ball in and runs down the remaining 23 yards. A 23-yard run by Daniel Jones. And Myers on to kick the extra point attempt. And it's good. And it's a 4-point ball game. Just like that, with 11:45 to go. Here in the 4th quarter, Toronto's lead has been cut to 4 points. They lead at 17-13 here in the 4th quarter. Just as a reminder, some of our upcoming events here on the Replay Sports channel. Our next Monday night game. It's going to be a great one. You have the Oakland Invaders from the Pacific Division 4-1 taking on the co-leaders of the Central Division, the Memphis Express, a brand new team to the World Football League, also at 4-1. They'll be playing the game to end week 6 here on Monday Night Football. So make sure to catch that game with us next time. And our baseball fans, our 67 Major League Baseball replay, we're well into finishing up the month of July, heading into August. We've got a great American League battle for the top of that league. The Detroit Tigers pay a visit to the Chicago White Sox on Saturday, July 29th, 1967. So make sure to grab a cold one and a comfy chair for that one. That should be a great baseball game, brought to you courtesy of yours truly. So back out on the gridiron here, after the touchdown, New York's trails by 4 points, 11:45 to go, plenty of time for a comeback. New York's going to kick the ball away. Erickson takes it at his own 5. Finally brought down by Basham at the 18. So Toronto, caught off guard here, needs some kind of a good drive here. They remember the whole series of events started when you had the missed field goal by Zerline, and then Toronto's defense stopped New York, but then there was the fumble by Toronto on their next possession, and then New York got the great field position there, and they were able to capitalize on that. So Toronto starts at their own 18, 11:35 to go, 4th quarter. Gordon back in at running back. Gordon will get the handoff. Off tackle right past the 25, up to the 30. Brought down by Lawson at the 32. It's a gain of 14 yards. First down, Toronto. And Gordon has just been dynamite tonight. He's had a great night running the ball. 20 carries, 128 yards. He remains in the game. He'll get the handoff once again. Off tackle right. Gets to about the 37. Say he gets about a pickup of 5 yards, brings up 2nd and 5. So in addition to keeping Toronto's offense out on the field, hopefully to use this to run some clock out as well. In addition, you want to get a score. Because right now, New York is probably one of the closest they've been in a long time to changing the outcome of the game. 2nd and 5 for Toronto. They'll go to a lone setback this time. Herbert in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers set. Herbert back to pass, has time, fires near side, Gore in the field. Finally brought down by Nelson. Nelson has recorded 10 tackles so far today. So Moore gets to the first down. Ball will be placed just inside New York territory, right at the New York 49-yard line. We're just under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Toronto leads by 4. What kind of play will we see here? Beckham into the game. Beckham will get the handoff, going on a jet sweep, and I don't think he got much there. Williams with the tackle, and they're going to say Williams or Beckham got to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. They were going to try to run a jet sweep there, and it didn't pay off. A trick play, no reward there for it. So the ball's still at New York 49. Under 10 minutes to go. 9:17 left in the fourth quarter. Gordon comes back into the game at running back. He's going to get the handoff. Across midfield, there's a fumble. Let's see who has the ball. Oh my goodness. New York has recovered the ball. Another turnover. The third turnover of the game for Toronto. Gordon had the ball. Chase Young, the rookie, stripped the ball and was picked up by Williams. So the ball will be placed at the Toronto 48, and there's some boos coming from the stands here at BMO Field. Toronto-clad fans are booing their team as they head back to the sidelines. So New York, coming into this game, and at some points they were down by 14 points, and it looked bad. But now, some gifts here on Canadian Thanksgiving have put them in a great position. Le'Veon Bell comes in at running back for the New York Generals. Bell will get the handoff. He's across midfield, 45. Tackled by Hurst at the 42. Gain of 6 yards. 8:23 to go. Ball at Toronto 42. 2nd and 4 for New York. Can New York pull off a stunning upset here tonight on Monday Night Football? It would be an interesting comeback. First one we've seen so far this season. Three wide receivers set for New York. Jones in the shotgun. Has time. Running out of time. Running out past the line of scrimmage. Tucks it under. Finally gets past the 35, the 30, the 25. Brought down by Amos at the 24. An 18-yard run by Daniel Jones. Ball will be placed at the Toronto 24. 7.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. And Jones now is the leading rusher for New York. 4 carries, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Taking matters into his own hands. They'll stay in that 3 wide receiver set. Pressure's been building. That pocket's been collapsing all evening. And once again, Jones is forced to run. As the pocket collapses, he picks up 11 yards this time. Ball will be placed at the Toronto 13. 6:42 left to go. Daniel Jones taking over the game here. 5 carries, 70 yards rushing. See what they can do here. Robinson the lone setback. Ball's at the Toronto 13. Jones back to pass. He's got to run again. And this time past the 10, the 5, touchdown Jones. Jones again with his second touchdown, and he puts New York in the lead. Bedlam, shock here at BMO Field in Toronto as the New York Generals now lead by 2 points. Let's look at that play again. Daniel Jones has just kind of taken over the play calling here. Just give me the ball and I'm going to run with it. And he's been effective on 3 running plays in this drive. Myers comes on to make it a 3-point game. And the kick is up and good. With 5:54 left to go in the game, New York leads 20-17. They have their first lead of the night over the Toronto Hitmen here on Monday Night Football. Coming into tonight's game, Toronto's defense has only allowed 3 rushing touchdowns all season. Already tonight, they've allowed 2. So we're seeing a momentum shift here in this game. So how will Toronto respond? Myers is set to kick off. This one's going to go out of bounds. Oh, talk about a momentum killer. As Sean Hockley announces that the ball was kicked out of bounds. And Toronto's going to get the ball at their own 40. 5:54 left to go. Hitmen trail for the first time, 20-17. Gordon comes out. He'll be the lone running back with 2 tight ends, Knox and Tunyon. Herbert calling the signals under center. Back to pass. Completes a screen to Gordon. He's got room down near side of the field. He gets to the 40. Stopped at the 41 by Highsmith. They'll give him a 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9. New York is really fired back here in the late portion of the game. They are not going away quietly. 3 wide receivers set for Toronto. Herbert in the gun. Tunyon's going to line up in the slot formation. Herbert back to pass, fires over the middle. Tunyon, and he was surrounded by a couple of white jerseys there. He is able to make the catch at the 46, brought down. It's 1st and 10 from the New York 46. Just over 5 minutes left to play in the 4th quarter. I have a feeling here Toronto will, if they're faced with a 4th and short in this drive, they will not think about field goal here. Maybe it's just me. Herbert, back to pass again. Throws near side, and it looks like it was knocked down by Rapp. Rapp and Beasley have been doing battle all evening, and it's been very fun to watch that. 2nd and 10 from the New York 46. Gordon is the lone setback. Herbert back to pass. Fires a screen to Gordon at midfield. Gordon to the 40. Finally brought down by Highsmith at the 37. It's a 9-yard gain. Bringing up 3rd and 1. Herbert now 26 of 37 for 234 yards. 3rd and 1. Toronto has completed 4 of 12 on 3rd down so far this evening. This is a big one. 4:10 left to go in the game. They'll go I formation. Gordon, the deep back. Gordon gets the handoff. He's going to try to go right side. And no gain. No gain. So this time Ryan Dinwiddie says keep the offense out there. He's not going to try to risk this. And also he's going to be bringing in Frank Gore. So Frank Gore, the short yardage specialist, will be coming in. 3:35 to go. This is a big play. This could be the play that this game rests on. The Hitmen need a first down. They trail by 3.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Gore, the deep back, on 4th and 1, gets the handoff and is well short of the first down. Does not pick it up. And the New York players are celebrating as they run off the field. They have stopped the Toronto Hitmen from picking up the first down. So now a 3-point lead, 20-17, 2:53 to go in the contest. New York has the momentum and looks to be winning their second game of the 2021 season. So Robinson and Janovich are the running backs behind Jones. Look for a lot of clock bleeding here right now. Robinson gets the ball. He's past the 40. Kareem will bring him down at the 43. And don't look for New York to be in any hurry here as they pick themselves up, return to the huddle, call the play. They're not going to be in a hurry. 2:44 to go left in this game. What a change of events here. Did not see this going this way as previous events in the first half had dictated for Toronto. So 2nd and 4. Robinson again at running back. Taking their time running the ball. Robinson will get the handoff. He's going to go off tackle right. And gain of 2 yards brings us to the 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes left in the contest. New York leads it, surprisingly, 20-17. They face a 3rd and 2 when we come back from this brief break. Ball is at the New York 45. Robinson's going to stay out there. He's gained 39 yards on 11 carries. Jones, hands off. Robinson picks up the first down. Gain of 6 yards. Toronto immediately calls a timeout. 1:50 left to go. And some of the New York fans who made the trip to Toronto, they're going to have a good time tonight on Yonge Street. That's all I can say. Le'Veon Bell comes into the game. New York looking to run out the clock. Bell, he's going to go left side. He's past midfield. Gets a 3-yard gain. Clock is stopped with 1:42 left. Toronto calls their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. 2nd and 7 for New York. Robinson back in the game. Robinson will get the handoff. He's past the 45. Finally brought down at the 43. It's 3rd and 4. Toronto has 1 timeout left. They're going to definitely try not to use that. And Le'Veon Bell comes in once again. Bell gets the handoff, close to the first down. But they're going to say 4th and 2. Ball's going to be at the Toronto 41. A gain of 2 yards. Toronto calls their last timeout. So it's interesting to see here. Robert Saleh is going to keep his offensive unit out. Thinking, okay, 2 yards, I can pick up the first down, and then I can kneel down. Toronto has no timeouts remaining. And I think that might be the gamble that Robert Saleh is wanting to take here. And we shall soon see. Le'Veon Bell gets the handoff. He's across the first down line, gets the first down. Gain of 5 yards. That'll give him 30 yards on the evening. And now it's just victory formation for the New York Generals, who came into this game as the underdog, as the team that most of the country expected them to be defeated. And they are going to come away with an amazing come-from-behind win. So Jones comes out. He's going to kneel on the ball the first time. And that'll be all she wrote. He'll toss the ball over to Sean Hockley. And the game is over. The New York Generals 20, Toronto 17. Some quick look at some of the statistics from this game. And some of the things that I think came out shocked me. Jones running with the ball, 7 carries, 82 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Gordon, unfortunately, that great game, 23 attempts, 133 yards, a touchdown on the ground, and then the 3 receptions, 22 yards passing in the air, all for naught as the Toronto Hitmen lose. So some interesting statistics there. Of course, our player of the game is going to go to Daniel Jones. So congratulations to Daniel Jones. He'll be winning that. So next week for these two teams, the 2 and 3 New York Generals will be paying a visit in Florida, in Orlando. They'll be playing the 4 and 1 Orlando Apollos. It'll be interesting to see how the Apollos spring back from their first defeat of the 2021 season. And Toronto, they will pay a visit to Tampa. Tampa's 3 and 2. So that would be an interesting matchup heading in. 2, 3 and 2 teams as they play one another. So again, thank you so much for joining us this evening in this game between the New York Generals and the Toronto Hitmen here on Thanksgiving Day here in Canada. And come join us again next week for the Oakland Invaders and Memphis Express game that will end week 6. So once again, from all of us here at the Replay Sports Channel, the home, the feature, presentation, home for great games. Have a great evening.